No matter how near or how far, you are invited to a platform where we uplift, encourage, and motivate you to be exactly who you are. Soul ties, soul tribes, solutions, and soul infusions. Come join us as we overstand and undo the divinities that have been placed amongst us on this very land. So what can you expect? Crown checks, temperature checks, microphone checks. Wait till you see what's next. Welcome, Soul Sister.
Good evening. Welcome to the Soulutionary podcast. It's been a week. It's been a week. Last week of class and my finals week. We're at it. Tonight we're going to be talking about saving our girls. A topic that we've been generally talking about and leading up to, just more solutions on how we can assist our babies and make sure that they either walk in the right footsteps and not walk in the wrong footsteps. Too many times I hear our children, or at least our daughters, just having, issues because of what they've seen and how they've seen us walk in life. So tonight I have a youth, Azaria Brooks. She is my niece, so I'm so happy that she's here to give us her perspective on what we could do to help the youth. Can we bring her on? How are you?
Good. How are you?
Excellent. I'm so happy that you're here with us. I'm going to bring in our other guests just so we can get a full rounded conversation going. Our next guest is Kiana. And I know Kiana's a mother of some babies out there. So we wanted to bring her on because we all have a voice. And I wanted to hear what she had to say as well. We need solutions, and solutions only come from us. So we're going to bring in Kiana. Hi, ladies.
Hi, how are you?
Excellent. I think you guys met backstage.
Mm-hmm.
So we can just jump right into it. First, Kiana, tell us about you.
I am a mom of 5. I work in the community for a community organization that works with youth that have been impacted by gun violence. And right now I am currently working on hosting a week-long summer camp for girls in South Seattle. It's a girls' arts camp and empowerment camp.
Yeah, I know about that camp. I'm actually doing a part myself for you guys. I'm going to be helping out with the skit on bullying.
Okay.
Really excited to take that on and helping our girls to learn how to not bully each other.
Awesome.
Super excited about working with you guys to do that at the Lit's camp for girls this summer. Is that
It's in July.
Oh, okay. It's in July, not June. Bless.
Yeah.
I was thinking whew, time goes by way too fast when you're living in your purpose, girl.
All right.
Azaria, what you up to nowadays?
I go to work. Going on, and I'm just living, honestly.
Miss Beautiful. This is my sister's daughter, my foster sister's daughter. And I love you so much. So I'm so happy that you're here. I wanted you here, Azaria, so you can just tell us, what are some of the issues that you guys are facing out there? I know you're a young woman. Are you 20 yet?
I'm 20 next month.
Oh my God. Are we turning up? Talk about that later.
No. I haven't decided yet, but I don't know at the moment. No.
Probably planning something for you.
Oh, thank you.
I don't know nothing, but if I find something that I'm gonna be there.
Yeah. But
guys facing out there? What are your trials and tribulations as being a young woman?
It's so much. Like a lot of it, it's never just like one thing. Black woman maneuvering through life. Like it's kind of like balancing everything. But in a whole, it's the mental state of the young Black woman. How, we questioning our worth, we undermine ourselves so much, and I feel like it comes from like how to get it is as baby or seeing the image of us. At least from my personal experience, I wanted to grow up looking like a white girl. Like my mom had me watch shows that showed me. It still wasn't enough, because even when you're home, we go to school, we go out in the world, we deal with micro racism, and no, affects us so many years down the road. Like that's dealing with. So it's more so of the mental and the environment. Like a lot of us young, what I see, brown, Black women, is that the environment that they were raised will honestly shape them between being abuse in general, like it all, and how we make sure these young brown girls don't fall through the cracks. Like, it's so broad, but that's what that's the problem is the mental.
So mentally, they're not supported. They're not able to support themselves. Is what I hear you saying.
Yeah, I feel like support themselves, but it's having the confidence in themselves. Like I deal with a lot is wondering like,
Zaria, refresh your screen. Your child.
am I
Yeah, just refresh it. Okay. We'll wait for her to come back. Yeah, did you hear what she said? She said it was mentals.
Yeah, she said basically she felt like mentally girls are not prepared, is basically what I heard. Um and they're lacking confidence to that prepares them for society. Is that kind of what you were saying, Azaria?
in a sense, I mean,
She's still choppy.
No, she's not still choppy. I don't. She wasn't
it's
saying.
better.
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. So in terms of the mental state, it all determines around the environment. A lot of my friends, my Black friends who have been raised in very toxic environments, that's all that they know. Mentally, they're like, oh, okay, it's conditioning. It's really the conditioning at a young age. What you have your daughter, your granddaughter, your niece around, depending upon how young, it all matters. It all matters. So if you see that, it's a trend for, because sometimes, a lot of the times when I would go over to my my aunt's house, there would be like trap music on the screen, like imagery. Like I feel like we're just so comfortable with not censoring, like growing. How do I say this? It's just the environment. If you have a child that's raised in a very toxic environment, 9 times out of 10, they're going to relive. They're going to remake those decisions. They're going to follow down the road. There's a very big lack of guidance, but I also see that a lot of brown women are making their way out of it, going further than their mother before them, going way further than their grandmother before them. So it really is just, it depends upon the environment that the young brown girl is in. It depends upon if she's being cared for in the way that she is. And what the attention, the type of attention that you need at like 6 or 9 is going to be completely different from the attention and the work that you need when you're 16, 17, 20. So it's more so, I would say, in terms of dealing with stuff and how to make sure the brown girls don't fall through the cracks, is that our elders, like our parents, are reciprocating good examples for children to look up to, so that there's hope. Like that's really what it is. So when I mean mental, I mean the mindset. And the mindset is going to be what makes or breaks a person. That's all it's going to be. And if the environment is not conducive to a healthy mental state, then therefore there's not going to be a healthy mental state. And if there is, you're very rarely going to see a child that shoots past it and breaks the generational trauma. Like that's what it is. So that's my little piece. I'm done.
So young, my dear, so wise to be so young, and I'm happy that you see out of the lens that you see them out of, because this is your world that you're trying to make sure that it's okay, because you're our next leaders.
Absolutely,
sure are the real leaders to be infiltrating some systems that need to be infiltrated. You understand?
Yeah.
Kiana, what do you say about that?
I agree. I agree that it's the mindset, but I also feel like Azaria said, they need examples, but like the mom sometimes can't do it by herself. So me being in community, I feel like back in the day, the saying "it takes a village," like we need to get back to that. Like it does take a village. It takes like more than just the mom, more than just the grandma. Like there was like when we were growing up, it was your parents' friends that seen you hanging out. Like you better get home and before the street lights come on, or you see somebody doing something that's not even related to you, but because you have respect for them, you're not gonna do that. So I feel like we need to get back to like it being a village and being in community, so that our girls do feel safe and that kind of stuff. So
I
yeah,
totally agree with that.
yeah,
You're right. When we were growing up, we did have a village of
a village.
girls. Dolores says that's a very great point. The mindset, yeah, it's the mindset. It's the environment, really. So I feel like if
Yes.
we show these girls something different, if we show these
Mm-hmm.
girls unity, maybe they will continue to have that. Um, I don't know what the solution is. That's why we're here, to try to come up with something that we can at least, go forward with. So we know that women, we need to make sure that we are setting a good example around our
Mm-hmm.
young ladies.
Yeah,
And that,
absolutely.
as a sociologist, we know that the family is our first and foremost primary unit of socialization. So
Mm-hmm.
everything that comes from our family unit. We
Yep.
learn how to talk from our family unit. We learn how to do everything that we do from our family unit. So if we know that
Absolutely.
the family unit is the most important, then we need to start thinking about how just little things that we can change within the family. For instance, remember how it was not okay to cuss in front of your kids?
Yep.
Now they're cussing on television. Which is odd. I was dumbfounded when that started happening. Because what are we now teaching our kids? We're teaching them improper communication skills.
Absolutely.
You should be able to use regular words and express yourself without curse words. But
Yep.
now it's become the norm. People are saying cuss words on regular television. I'm dumbfounded. Just some things are just not some things. A lot of things are just ass backwards right now. And I don't understand. But nonetheless, Azaria, do you see the girls your age really struggling out there? Did you hear me?
Yes. So I see I see struggle with themselves. I mean, like I've never seen like just like out of my friends. I can't speak for every other Black woman's experience, but just like the friends that I have, it's more so. It's just like a okay, just gathering strength to face the day. I mean, that's really how it's like just taking it day by day. You know, everyone has highs and everyone has lows, but like it's just like I realized like it's hard for them to see themselves going far, like
Mm-hmm.
to being something more than just like, you know, like to them their dreams are very they can't achieve it, and it's like it's not hard. You just have to put in the work and do it. Like one of my friends, she wants to be a blogger, but she's like, no one's gonna want to hear a Black woman's opinion. I'm like, no, do it. I was like, do it. I was like, if you want, you can go ahead and, you know, if you're not feeling comfortable, you can use my blog as an outlet. Write your own story. Like it's just a lot of doubt in the ability to be able to execute what they want, and that's where I'm coming from in terms of like the mind, like if your mind is not strong and you're not
Mm-hmm.
catered to and shaped, it's hard in this society when you step out of the doors of your home to face everything that you are going to deal with naturally because of who you are. Yeah, that's the biggest struggle, is themselves. It's not anybody else. Granted, we're, of course, us as Black women, we're going to have our experiences going out into the world. That's nothing new, but
Right.
it's the mentality to take it on. That's
What
what.
what hurts is that you guys sound like you guys are having 40-year-old women problems. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, like, and you guys are
You said
babies.
you're not 20 years?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, like that is there's a disconnect somewhere.
Yeah.
This is hurting me. Like, I'm almost in tears over here because I'm like flabbergasted. I have teenage girls too, and I mean, I actually have two grown daughters and one teenager, and I'm blessed that
Mm.
my older daughters have gotten to a point to where they're self sufficient. But I
Right.
worry about my teenager and her mentals at this point because man, this world is not, it's not easy. It's not even as easy it
Mm-mm.
was my grown adults. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
My like I mean, yeah, and then I hear Azaria talking, and she's really speaking like she has a midlife crisis issues.
Mm-hmm.
How are our babies here, Kiana? How are our babies here?
Lack of communication, lack of parenting, lack of um community. There's a lack. There's a disconnect somewhere. I feel like, and I don't know. Like she said, it's the mindset of the young girls today. Like we didn't have a lot of outside influences. Yeah, you had like peer pressure, you had those type of things.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't have like social media. Like we had MySpace, but that's nothing compared to what the kids these days have, like Facebook and Instagram. They have Snapchat, they had Twitter, they have all these different platforms
Yeah.
where it's like they're being judged. They see all these beautiful people. They feel like they have to look this way. There's all these different challenges they feel like they have to keep up with. Like it's a lot. So yeah, I can hear where she's coming from, where she feels like they feel pressured or they feel like, oh, I can't achieve this, or I have to be doing this by the time I'm 19, or I got to be doing this by the time I'm 24, or I'm not established, or I'm not accomplished. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
no, you got to do it at your own pace. But
Right.
it's like they're not being taught that, or they don't understand that. Like
Right.
your race is your race. Like it's yours to run alone.
Right.
Exactly. And tenacity is everything, ladies. Keep at it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let up. If it's your dream, if it's your aspirations to do X, Y, and Z, do it.
Right.
Obtain it.
Right.
Obtain
So just now finishing my master's program, right? A
it.
lot of
Mm-hmm.
people, I should have, in my perfect world, I should have did this, what, 20 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
But because I chose to have children, because
Mm-hmm.
life gets in the way, I didn't stop. There was
Mm-hmm.
nothing that stopped me from my education. But that's just odd to me that we having babies that are thinking that they can't go further than what they are. And it honestly speaks to a lot, Kiana, to why we have the gun violence we do today, or why we have the
Yes.
violence with kids that we do today. Look at the lack of life.
Yes.
Look at one in the
And
future.
working directly in gun violence, a lot of the things that happen are female shootings, female related, like female on female crime or female on boyfriend crime or like girls doing drive-bys, just a lot of different things. Like the young girls today are really lost.
Mm-hmm.
They really
I
are.
talking to Azaria, I kind of starting to understand why. It's
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that I think you're a little bit younger than me, Kiana. Do you think that where did we fail? Where did my generation fail? Like where did we fail? Where did we fall? Because this Azaria is like my child. Where did we fall? Where did we fail in
I
these
feel
categories?
like the generations just started having babies younger and younger, and so it was more so like being their friend more than parenting. It was a lack of parenting. Like Azaria touched on that earlier, of like, the parent needed to be there, like needing that parent to be there to shape and mold and nurture.
Well, you need both parents. Like
Yeah, you
you need
absolutely
both parents.
do.
And for me, like even though like a lot of the times when I was younger, my mom was always working. My mom was always working, and me as her daughter, I was like, I want to be like my mom. Where's mom? Where's mom? But it like to an like and my mom she was very present. It was a time where she had to take in a lot of that strength to provide for her
Mm-hmm.
family, and she
Mm-hmm.
always has. She's always done it. So it's like there were times where, of course, yeah, as the daughter with a working mom, I needed my mother.
Mm-hmm.
But growing up, and granted, of course, that caused some things for me as a child, but and I know that she loves me. She still found a way to express her love for me even when she came back home and she was tired.
Mm-hmm.
But looking at it now that I'm older, I admire my mom for it. And it's sad because I realized that like in a lot of single parent households, the moms do not get a chance to breathe. Therefore, seeing that as a daughter is like, okay, if my mom's going, she's not, she don't seem phased. She's over here doing A, B, C, and D. I can do it like that. Like, and that is another way to where like a lot of our young brown girls cannot identify with their emotions. There's a lot of suppression in what we're
Yep.
feeling. So therefore, of course, when we're moving and working and it doesn't click for us that we're doing the exact same thing, suppression, until what, like 20, 40 something. I don't even know, whenever you realize it as an
Whenever
individual.
the light bulb goes off for you.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, how do we show our girls that you can not only move, but there are like that your mental health is also equally as important as keeping the lights on? Like, because like there's no and like a lot of, like, I know that people in general, they talk about the whole mental health thing, but what is the mental health for Black women? Mental health for Black women has always been undermined. Like whenever you hear depression and you hear anything, usually half the time you see a white woman or a little white. What is the depression? What is the mental health state of our young brown girl? That's never touched on. And if it is touched on, there's never any healthy ways to demonstrate how to move through your pain, how to move through your trauma, how to move through your anger in the process of working. Grief. Yes, and grief, in the process of working for your family, for yourself, for your children, for your legacy, and for your generations down. There's never any of that. So, when we see, like an angry, and it's sad because like there were times where I would just like, every time I see like a mother angry and frustrated, I can't even be like, no matter how crazy she's talking, I can never be mad, because I'm like, she is carrying so much, and she was never taught how to mentally heal herself and let it go to move on to the next stage. So like that's what a lot of, and then on top of that, that's just for our Black mothers. What about the Black fathers? The Black fathers after the time were definitely abused, beat, they emotions were never a thing for them. Expressing their emotions, showing weakness was never a thing, especially with our history of the white man breaking the Black man, which therefore broke the family. Like, to an extent, it really did break the family, because now you got the women taking in all of this so they can keep it going. So it's going to take everybody. It's going to take our elders to do the work. It's going to take our youth to do it. It's going to take my generation to do the work, to express to these kids, like, look, I know that your mom seems very angry, and she is, but this is how we're going to move forward differently for you. This is how, and it's crazy because every kid is different. every child is different. So it's like in terms of catering to their mental health, it'll look different, but it's somehow in the same length because of the experience, the Black experience.
Mhm.
Right.
So
I totally
that's where it is. That's where it is. Like it's gonna take it takes a village to raise a child. It's going to take all of us to hold one each other accountable, to help each other heal in healthy ways, to help one another grow, not only as like a family, as a Black family, but as a Black community. Like that's what it's going to take.
you know, I always go back to there's only 16% blacks in Washington.
Oh
Mm.
So
wow.
Wow.
we know that something has to give. Thank you, Kendra. I did get
Wow.
such good evening, love. It is the new
Right.
generation, like, you know, and because they keep combating us, you know, I feel like I'm so
Right.
combated by my teenager because she feels like she knows what's right, and she lives in a world now that I am so foreign to,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
so to. But what really had my heartstrings, what you said, Azaria, was where's the mental health and the examples for Black women?
Yes. Yes.
Kendra, what you got to say about that? Because it hurt. Did you hear me, Kendra? Can't you hear me? You guys hear me,
Are you speaking to me?
Kendra?
Oh, Kendra.
I think she went. I can't hear her, but it's okay. We'll keep going. Yeah, that was what really just it took for me to actually want something better for myself to start checking my mentals.
Mm.
Can you hear me, Kendra? Let's see where she's at. I don't know where she's at. Zaria, can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, this is that problem with live stuff.
Mm.
I'm rolling. Funny that I cannot. You can hear me. Okay. Kendra, can you hear us? I mean, Kiana, you can hear us.
Yeah.
Why was I calling her Kendra? That's why. I'm sorry, because I'm a klutz. Kiana, what do you say? What do you say about that? The women, Black women and their mentals.
I agree. I feel like mental health is it's not talked about, and it's oftentimes like not brought up because you're like, if you are in touch with your mental health, then it's like you're crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like Black women who are in touch with their mental health, it's like, oh, something's wrong with you, or it's like, what is the word for it? It's like
We
it's
stereotype.
taboo. It's taboo to
Mm-hmm.
like talk about mental health in the Black community. It's
Yeah.
very taboo. And it's like it's like when we were growing up, it was like, oh well, that's just stuff you go through. And like you said, it's a lot of suppression. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
no, you gotta be in touch with your feelings and be able to be
Right.
open and be able to talk about it and say,
Right.
this is what's bothering me. This is what's going at home, like on at home. Like I deal with that with a lot of the youth that I work with. And it's like they're so closed and so angry and so hurt that they don't want to open up. And it's like
Mm-hmm.
they're coming to school and they're getting suspended, and it's like, well, they just came back from suspension. It's like, yeah, because you're not understanding what's going on at home and what's
Right.
triggering them to come here and act out and do the things that they're doing. Like
Mm-hmm.
you said, it's mental, it's their
Yeah.
environment, it's all of that. So
Yep.
I agree with what Azaria said.
So where do we start with our mentals? Just for one point, last week the experts were on here and they were saying that, you know, remember how we was stigmatized going to the man about anything, including our
You broke up a little bit.
made them come into our homes, they made them inquire, made them dig into our stuff. And
Hmm.
we don't like that, as you know, we try to not allow people into our box.
Hmm.
But I think it's time that we start opening up, especially to others that look like us.
Hmm.
Like as Arya said, we know our problems.
Yeah.
We know why that woman's frustrated with her five
Right.
kids.
Right.
I had 5 kids too. Got one left though in the house.
No, you lucky girl. I got a ways to go.
But yeah, we need to really start looking and inquiring within. If you don't feel like you can go outside of your community, go inside. If you
Right.
feel like, we even have here at Solutionaries, we do have Black women in this community that are mental health workers. So if you need us, make sure you hit me up on our I'll put up our
I was
email.
gonna say that.
You guys, if you need us, we're here. We actually have the resources for you. Um
Yeah, it's about creating a space to where girls feel safe
Mhm.
sharing, like creating a safe space. Like,
Right.
what we're working on now is like creating what we call healing circles.
yeah,
That gives
Mhm.
people the outlet to be able to openly share and have open dialogue and say this is where nobody's judged. And
fact.
Right.
we're all sitting in a round circle. Well, it's not big me, little you. Like, even with me, like being a facilitator, like I'm no different than the young woman sitting next to me. I
Right.
got things and parts of me I need to heal too that I
Right.
can bring to this circle.
Black in America, if you're a Black woman in America, you got problems no matter what you do. Not no matter
Right.
what standings you at. You are the foundation of this country.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
On you have the weight of our ancestors.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, make sure you got a healing circle, girl. I didn't know. I'm not involved. Why'd your
Oh my gosh.
mama yeah, I can't be a facilitator for one right now, so I would love to join yours.
Okay. Yeah, we'll talk about it.
I want to come and heal. Sorry, have you ever been to the smoke lodges with your mom?
Yes.
You have. What is that experience like? Does that
Oh
feel
my gosh. If it, I'd have it all the time if I could. If I had all the time if I could. It was beautiful. I mean, all of the women, they came together, and you're in this dome, this teepee, like a year. At least I don't know where I went, where my elder hosted it. She had a yurt that she made, and you steam these rocks. You steam the grandfather rocks, the lava rocks, and you just take a time to seclude yourself in quiet and in the heat, because it's very hot in there. But you take your time to just heal. You talk, obviously, because there's a period where you have to kind of like let the steam out, and then you go and do it again.
Mhm.
But you talk about the things that you're dealing with. It's a time for prayer. It's a time for just connecting and grounding yourself, and
Yeah,
taking that
grounding.
time to actually have some quiet, like mentally in here, in a place where you don't feel judged. Everyone's
Hmm.
going through everything at the time. It was after my mom's cousin, my great cousin, passed, and that took so much. So in terms of like it, I loved it. It gave community, it gave me safety, it gave me mental peace in a time where there was just, and still is, just so much just flying around, just flying
Hmm.
around. So I highly recommend the smoke lodges, and absolutely I highly recommend it. It's great. So
The only reason why I brought that up is because you see how those two ideas, they're basically the
The
same.
same.
Mhm.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm employing everybody to either find a circle, find a group, contact us. We'll find a place for us.
Yeah.
Hmm.
If we need the healing, we need to create the space for ourselves.
Right.
Absolutely.
I'm so happy that Azaria, that you had that experience. I talk to you all the time, so I know what to ask you. Um,
Yeah.
I know your experiences, and I'm so blessed that you, at a young age, are are learning that community with women,
Hmm.
community with people. Period is necessary.
Hmm.
Right.
And you know how you said that you were able to find clarity and clearance and reset, because I think
Right.
that's
Hmm.
a lot of the times that we need to do, and that's why I actually got into energy healing, is because reset
Hmm.
is what's necessary. I wouldn't be the person I
Yeah.
am today if I didn't have women, at least one or two or three women pouring in,
Hmm.
telling me that I could do what I wanted to do with this life. This
Yeah.
life
Hmm.
is mine, is for my walk, no matter what I did, no matter how many babies I didn't had, no matter what my mistakes were in my walk, I can still
Mhm.
pick myself up and go. And I'm
Mhm.
living proof of that, because I'm a walking mistake, but I still keep on trying to make it into heaven, if you will, putting
Yeah.
in deeds. Um, Nonetheless, what else, ladies? So we have the circles that we need to get into. We know that we need mental health. mental health. We need to start investing in our girls, just having these conversations.
Yeah.
What else? Kiana?
Me, um, I feel like um creating space in schools where girls feel safe and supported, because a lot of the educators, like you said, Seattle only has 16% black, and a lot of the educators are not. Oh, Washington. A lot of the educators are not people of color, so it's like they can't identify with them, and they can't um there's a disconnect there. And it's like I noticed that too, when like I did very well in school, when in high school and throughout like middle school and stuff like that. But when I went to college, like my thing was I wanted to go to a historically black college, and I did. And so just seeing like the difference in teaching, the difference of understanding, the difference in just like everything, like I feel like there needs to be more representation in schools of black educators.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. I think there's a few in are you in Tacoma, Kiana?
Seattle.
Oh, okay, you're in Seattle. I know that there's a few in Tacoma. I know that there's a few in Seattle. Let's see. Dolores said, sorry, let me see. What did she say? She said, you need time. You need to allow girls the time and space to talk how they feel without judging them and getting angry. Exactly to your point. Exactly to your point, Kiana.
Mm-hmm.
She said, especially as parents. I know, but just being honest, my example of motherhood wasn't motherhood. So when I started having kids, I just went according to what the heck I knew
Mm.
and what I was shown. And I can I can say that I probably didn't do the best that I could do. And I definitely know a lot more now than I did then. But it's definitely examples. Like I didn't know. There's no manual.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is no manual. And me growing up, I have this conversation with my mom. My mom is Dolores. She's my foster mom. I have this conversation with her. It's like I grew up with my parents and from age birth until 6. And so 6 or 7. And so I was living in like a toxic environment and very dysfunctional, but I didn't know that what I was living in was dysfunctional, and that was not a way of life. And like, oh, I wasn't supposed to see those type of things, or I'm not supposed to know that this is this. And until I was removed from that environment and placed into something that was not toxic.
Right. Right.
And so
Right. I was a foster kid too. And that's crazy. Big up to all the foster moms. I'm just for giving us a different outlook and us
outlook on life.
that somebody cared.
Yeah, somebody cared.
Somebody cared because no matter what, like I'm not in contact with my foster mom, which oh my God, Kiana, you're so blessed and so lucky. You make me want to get in contact with my foster mom just to tell her thank you,
Yeah,
because would I be the person I am today without that example? Would I be
right.
people without that example? Just that
Mhm.
somebody loved or cared about
Mhm.
my walk in life.
Mhm.
No matter how shallow or how great, just because somebody showed that they cared and she wasn't abusive,
Right.
which is wow. That is so cool that you're a foster girl. Girl, we gotta talk. And
Yes, I find myself like what Dolores is saying, like you need to allow girls the time and space like to talk. Like my mom had like an open door policy, like you could talk to her about anything. And so like I'm like that with my kids. My kids think I'm their best friend. Like they be coming to tell me all the tea. Like all the kids, like what the kids say, like I see that I don't even know these kids and I know their business. And it be like it, and I feel like it's because I've created that safe space where they feel like I'm their person. Like I can tell my mom this and she's not gonna judge me or feel like, or what, why did you do that, or why were you involved, like how do you even know? It's like, you know what I'm saying, like it's no judgment there. It's just I listen to understand, and then we move forward and we talk about it. So she's absolutely right. You do need to provide your daughters or your kids, period, your sons too, because I have a son as well, a safe space to be able to talk to, and without judgment or without getting angry of if they come tell you like, hey, somebody offered me weed today in the bathroom and I hit it. I mean, I didn't like the way it made me feel. Like, you can't get angry at your kid for coming to tell you that.
Right, right. You can't. You really can't. You maybe you need to teach a parenting class. We could definitely try to get that together.
Well, mines are young. You know, they're only, my oldest is 12. So, you know, I haven't reached the teenage yet. I haven't reached high school yet. So we'll talk about the parenting class when we get there.
Getting calls in the next couple years. It's your oldest a girl?
Yes, my I have two daughters that are 12 and 11, and then I have a son that is 9, and then I have two more daughters that are 7 and 6.
Wow, you got 4 baby girls.
Yeah.
God did to you. Which is,
I tell my mom that all the time. Like, how did I get 4 girls?
your opportunity right now with those 4 girls is great. And they
Yeah,
know,
it is.
I'm interested in just seeing what they do with their lives, knowing that they're gonna have this village.
Yes, yes.
And that's absolutely beautiful. I am so, oh gosh, that's so beautiful. I was gonna say I wish I could do it all over again. No, I don't.
No, you don't.
I did it right. Everybody was like, "No, you had babies too young. You had babies first, and then you went to college." I was like, "No, I did it perfectly,
Yeah, you did it your way.
perfectly for me. Like
Mhm.
I walk. I'm happy to be where I'm at with only one kid in the house.
Right.
Ain't too many women say that. Being 40 something.
Yeah.
Your mom said, and they are so intelligent.
I'm trying.
Mom's taking care of your babies. But that all goes back to what you've done.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
What you
that's what I'm saying. Like, the things that my mom taught in the home, like, I parent my kids in that way. Like, school comes first,
right.
then chores, then whatever else you want to do after that. Like, it's very structured, and it's like I didn't have that before I moved in with her, and so it's just like I parent my kids that exact same way. And like Azaria said, it's about the environment. It changed my mindset of what I could do and what I was capable of doing and how I was going to move about life.
Right.
Right. So right. So structure is needed.
Structure is very needed. Yeah.
And like Azaria said, when we have mothers that single mothers, non-single mothers have
Single
a
fathers.
load. So how do we help mothers and teenagers mothers that don't, I guess they need to speak up, need to say that you need a village,
Mm-hmm.
and not be afraid to say you need a village. I need a village. I need my sisters. Like, since I've been home, I've been reaching out to just about all you guys.
Yeah.
Even the ones that I didn't know. I didn't know your mom, but I'm like, I'm on your team.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
I got you. Because I think that that's what needs to happen, especially on these projects when it's coming to just make us better. And when we're coming together, because that's a visual for all of our girls to see that we're actually able to work together. We're able to network together. We're able to converse. We're able to learn. We're able to grow together. I think that's just so important. So that's my internal mission, is to make sure that we continue to just grow and have this network of beautiful Black women so that we can show our babies that it's possible and they're not lost in this world and lost in Western Washington. So I think a lot of girls are being bombarded by the imagery and social media, and I'm guilty of it. Like, I've been wanting a BBL just because I see everybody.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I think I'll get one.
She's like, Auntie, no.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, I want to look like them.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. But it's true. It's true though. It's very true.
Because I'm looking at this now, and I'm comparing myself.
Right.
Who I am, what I am, and working towards my own personal goals. This world is not fair. It's just not fair. And now we got AI, so half these women probably ain't really what they are, and it's just weird.
Well, you guys know who the rapper Lotto is?
Yes.
So she spoke about something, where she has like a podcast on Apple Music, and she spoke on something too about young girls wanting to get their bodies done because she's young, and she's like, yeah, I did get my body done, and she's like, But she was like, and I think I look good. She's like, but just because I think I look good, don't think we're still not editing our pictures. We're not still adding filters. We're not still doing all that. Even after you done got that surgery that you thought was going to make you look like this and enhance you, but you're still editing and smoothing this out and putting this curve there. So it's like surgery is not the fix. It's not the end of be all. You know, it's like, no, be comfortable in your own skin.
Your mom says some parents are so scared to be tough parents now because of CPS is involved. Move to California then, so where you're allowed to beat your child. I mean, you're not allowed to beat your kid, but you but that goes to say the structure here is wrong, right? It's not into, and I'm not even saying that whooping is necessary. But it's crazy that my daughter was like, my 22-year-old was like, Mom, whatever you did to me, you need to do it to my sister, because whatever you did for me worked, and whatever you're not doing for her, and the one thing that I don't do is I don't whoop her. Like, she doesn't get whooping. She doesn't know that, because I started to change my thought process with my last kid. Because I wanted to be better. I wanted to see if that worked. It ain't working. It just ain't working. But that's just for me to just try to save her. I mean, we have a thousand other ways that we're gonna attempt to do these things, but the pressure that she has in this world is something that I can't even combat by myself, you know. And it's so, like, I'm trying to teach her, you don't have to show your body. You know, we rock 3/4, cover it up. Oh no, this is what all the girls are doing. Yeah. But I have to have some type of understanding that this is the world that she lives in. I'm making her cover up. But she can't walk in the house. But who knows what she does when she gets to school, or when she was in school. I really just
blame the stores too, because you go in all the stores and you be like, "Where's the rest of the shirt?" Like, you're in the juniors department and you're like, "Okay, I'm shopping for my 12-year-old. Where's the rest of the shirt?"
Right. I'm now putting her in women's clothing.
Yeah, because they have regular shirts.
No, not at all. Crazy. Yeah, you need to. Those need to be baggy jeans. I'm such a mess. My kids hate me, but that's exactly how I treated the other two, and they ended up just fine.
Yeah.
But this 14-year-old that likes skinny jeans and halter tops, the world we live in. So I think that if she's seen more women dressing properly, dressing like she doesn't have to be loose or show all her body. You know, even in today's day, we have this feminist movement where women are thinking that they could just, or girls are feeling like they could just do and be anything. And I have a problem with that, because they don't understand the implications of how they dress and how grown men are looking at them.
How it's perceived.
Right. And it's like, as a mom, I'm like, no. I know what they're looking at. I know when you wear that, what attention you're attracting. Why do you want to wear that? I mean, but they're so far-fetched. There's like, oh, it's just because this is how I feel I want to wear. This is what I'm comfortable in.
It was your pause. Because that's their whole excuse. It's like, well, this is what I feel comfortable in. And it's just like, you want to allow a creative space for your child to be like, okay, yeah, you know, be you. But it's just like, at some point you got to draw the line. We're like, nah, that's not, take that off. That's not cute.
I draw them all the time, but I'm having a fight. Azaria, how do I combat that? What do I do? How do I tell my daughter that it's not okay to dress?
Okay. So you said she's 14, right? Okay, so that's about the time where you're gonna deal with the most of everything. If she has social media, I'd say the best thing is, no matter what you tell a young girl that has girls with BBLs, boob jobs, lip injections, and all of her features on somebody else other than her, or, you know, whatever, you're never gonna be able to monitor everything that she does.
Right.
But that's when it comes to examples, having good examples. If she has family around that covers and that displays modesty, that displays the modest feminine energy, she'll follow. She'll follow. And even though she'll have that influence of when she goes to school of all these little fast girls, with the crop tops and like you're 14, you're just stepping into your body. Why do you want your boobs out? Why do you want to push up bra? And ask her, be like, well, why do you want to do this? What do you really want to? Okay, you see other girls wearing crop tops. What do you see that they're getting that you want?
Right.
And asking those questions, you can identify what the root is. Okay, I'm not giving my baby enough attention. I'm not telling her that she's pretty enough, what she looks like when she's covered. I'm not telling her, like, if you ask these questions without making your child feel dumb or small for experiencing these very human things in their little lives, you'll know the problem right then and there. You'll know how to fix it, how to reach through it, everything, because that's just natural. I think that moms naturally, they know how to maneuver through their kids. They know their kids.
Mm-hmm.
So if you ask, sweetie, why do you want your boobs out? You're 14, your hormones are all over the place. Why do you want to push your bra? I remember girls at my age, I think I was in third grade, and girls were just getting there, like girls that were maturing fast. Fourth grade, fifth grade, where girls were already getting boobs. They were wearing little short shorts, the little crop tops, the push-up bras. And also we also need to take accountability in terms of, like, it goes on both ends. It goes on both ends, the adult ends and the young person's ends.
So women
we gotta yes. We have a lot of adults that, like, moms that even just be out here tripping with boobs all out and booty all out, like you're in your 20s. Like, there's a time and a place for everything. There's a stage and a phase for everything. But
right. So
again,
that goes to say that our kids may not need to see us, like, knowing that we go to the club.
Right. Absolutely.
Right. And it's probably is also keeping kids in a kid's place.
Yeah. And I know, and I know, because, like, how I was raised, like, my mom always told me a child is to stay in a child's place. My mom, she drank, but she drank responsibly. As long as you are an example, you're a grown woman. A grown woman's going to do what a grown woman's going to do. But if you teach your child, it's done responsibly. You're still a child. You'll have your time. But right now, this is what you need to do. This is where you are. This is where I am in this house. It'll all flow. It'll all flow. But in terms of your 14-year-old daughter wanting to wear, like, crop tops and seeing these things, she's never not going to see these things, because it's society. It's the world. The whole world is screwed. I'm not even going to lie. I'm not even going to sit up here and act like, oh yeah, this it's a better world. It's really not. What we step into on the outside, even on the inside of our home, just being on our phone, which opens a whole new portal to the rest of the world.
Right.
You need the solid family foundation if you want your child to have the strength to resist all of this bullshit. That's just what it is.
Yeah.
That's just what it is. If you have good examples around your child, and she see, like, of course, like, there are even times in my mind where I'm like, a BBL don't look too bad. Like a boob job don't look too bad. Like there are absolutely times where I'm like, oh yeah, but, like, I know in myself, because I've always have had women around that were confident in who they are, that who moved with grace and with elegance. My mom, is my biggest hero, both my mom and my dad. My mom, she taught me how to speak. She taught me how to advocate. She taught me how to move, how to walk, how to dress, how to display yourself in such a way that you are unmovable. So if we have that, and you display that as a mother, and you create a safe space for your child, there's nothing to worry about. There's nothing to worry about. But it's when you have these very loose ends, very loose ends on different parts too. Mm-hmm. It's when our girls just fall through the cracks. Okay, yeah, I'm getting a BBL. Yeah, I'm gonna be shaking my ass for all these men to sit up here. Like, there's no. I have to say, there's a lack of accountability. There's a lack of accountability, because a lot of the times parents will be like, oh, well, I don't understand why my child, she's acting like this, but you over here sneaking men into your house at 2 a.m. in the morning. You think your kids don't see?
Talk about it.
You think your kids don't see? You think your kids don't hear very disgusting things? Like, not, and then, you know, when you be having these music videos play of girls shaking their asses, butt booty naked and thong, it doesn't help. Like
And then wonder why your
representation.
daughter want to be a stripper.
Yes, it's the representation and the perpetuation that we are having in our households.
Yes.
So yeah, she might be looking at crop tops, but as long as she has moms, we're even, not even just you, because, you know, naturally, you know, you're 14 and your mom's telling you, you're like, oh, she's just my mom. That's just what she's supposed to say. But when you have more women that lead with grace, that lead in their feminine, like, that girl's gonna be like, yeah, she got ass, but what the hell else she got to bring to the table? She ain't got shit.
She can't even hold a conversation.
Thank you. No personality, no nothing. Girls be dumb as hell with these BBLs and everything else like that.
Dumb
Like,
as rock.
you want substance. You need examples that carry substance. You need examples that carry stability and grounding, because you're never going to be able to get anywhere without being grounded within yourself mentally. So that's my advice. I'm gonna leave it where it is, but that's mine.
I totally agree with you. And to big ups to your mom, because she's the one that taught me how to be a lady.
Yeah, my mom too.
We were dressing in 2-piece suits and in our
yeah.
Woo, your mama and her heels.
I know. She still has the whole collection in her closet.
She's always been a lady. So that's why I was very blessed to be in foster care and be her foster take me on, because she really took me on as her little sister and never let me go. So big ups to KP. Kiana, I feel like our feminism is under attack. Like, I feel like our girls don't even feel comfortable just obviously even being themselves, but feel comfortable being girls.
Yeah.
Come across that? Like,
I feel like at my daughter's age, since the whole this whole movement of like the LGBT community has like taken over like TVs and like it's in books, it's in like everything. I feel like more of the young girls feel like they're going through like identity crisis. Like you said, like they don't know if they want to be feminine, they don't know if they just want to be tomboys, they don't know if like because I'm a tomboy I need to like girls. They don't know. Like it's just they're confused as hell. They just be like I don't know, I don't get it. I feel like it is under attack.
Even more confused. I think the world's making, we know that the world just made them more confused. I just don't understand why things are as simple as they were when I was growing up. You're a male, you're a female. Whatever you choose sexually is your
choice.
I don't care about it. You shouldn't care to display it to me or my kids. My kids will be able to make a decision on their own, outside of the pressure. Almost like we can get into that another day. I won't even hold you guys on this. Wrap this up because we're coming at our 60 minutes. I want to say that I appreciate both of you sisters. Azaria, you're one strong Black woman.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Keep using your voice. I'm going to keep using your voice, to be honest, because it's so strong.
Put your blog in the chat.
In the chat? Okay. Because I would click out. I don't want to like get out of this live, so I'll email it and then.
Okay, you can actually put it in our private chat.
Okay.
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of the Black woman that you're growing up to be. I'm proud that you have the third eye you do to see through the BS. I need you to keep teaching that. Anissa, thank you. She said, yes, Kiana. Keep doing that. Keep being the voice for your generation, because they need it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to keep using you as a voice for your generation because they need it. Get ready for me to be calling on you a lot more as I do this work and build this out. Kiana, I'm blessed.
Thank you.
I'm blessed to have met your mother. I see the work that you guys are doing for us. It's so funny. A couple weeks ago, I had this premonition. I woke up and your mama was the first person I text. I said, I had this premonition that you took girls to Africa. And
Oh, wow.
she said, I had that thought. She said, thank you for the conversation. And just tears just started rolling because living in this purpose, things just come up for you like that. And I was like, I just had to hit her up. And I was like, I had this dream that you girls to Africa. She's like, that's the plan. So I'm with you guys on whatever you need. I told her to start a nonprofit because that needs to be we need to find something that's solid for our youth in the future.
Yes.
Like our girls, our youth, they need to find a place that they can go to. Just like, remember how we used to have the Boys and Girls Club, like it was a safe space?
It was.
We need that for us.
Yes.
We really need that for us.
Absolutely. I agree.
Anything else to say before I put you guys in the back room and let me close this show out?
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for wanting to hear my voice.
Both of you guys have voices. This is what this is all about, though, is because I don't have the solutions. I don't even halfway know what the problems are. I mean, I see them, but I don't have the solutions. This is what this is about, is just finding solutions for us, as small or as mediocre as whatever. This is for us to vocalize and use our throat chakras to speak up, because that's the only way that things are going to change is if we change them. And you guys know that the Black woman, while we tend to be on the bottom of the totem pole, we have the most buying power in this country. Taking back our power. And this is that. This is that time. This is that moment. This is that platform for us to make sure that we all are on the same agenda. I love you guys, and I will be in contact. I do have both of you guys. I will be in contact with you guys in the next day or so. I love you.
Thank you.
So I can close this out. Woo! That was heavy. Our girls are in need of assistance, of help. Our families, our mothers, our men. The state of Black America is hurtful right now. To know that our baby girls are out there struggling with identity issues. How can you be 19 years old struggling with an identity issue? I'm flabbergasted. Something has to change, because that just weighs even more on the mentals of what anything else that they're going through. Like always, please like, share, and subscribe to this network to show my worth. And this was a heavy one, so we're just going to close it out. I'll see you guys next week. Peace.
My soul stars. No matter how near or how far, you are invited to a platform where we uplift, encourage, and motivate you to be exactly who you are. Soul ties, soul tribes, solutions, and soul infusions. Come join us as we overstand and undo the divinities that have been placed amongst us on this very land. So what can you expect? Crown checks, temperature checks, microphone checks. Wait till you see what's next. Welcome, Soul to Stars.